Now let's meet world champion surfer and artist Lynn Boyer.
Hi, I'm Lynne Boyer, two-time world champion surfer, and I just love to paint. I discovered this thing called plein air painting, which is when you paint from life outdoors on site, and I just love it. I was born in Pennsylvania. We moved to Hawaii twice, and the second time we moved back here from Maryland in '69, that's when I started to surf. I started surfing when I was 11 at Rest Camp, which is in Pokai Bay in Waianae, and then I soon graduated to surfing at Makaha. I started competing when I was really young in the amateur contests here in Hawaii, and I was able to get into the first professional surfing tour ever because I really practiced surfing a lot and I got really good at it. And I was one of the few women that actually surfed back then. I was on the first ever professional surfing world tour, and we went around the world surfing. I surfed at places like Australia, South Africa, Brazil, and California, even in New York. And I won the World Championship in 1978 and 79. One of my best wins that I'll always remember is the Lancers World Cup that was held at Sunset Beach in like 8 to 12 foot west peak swells with slight velvety conditions, offshore wind, perfect epic waves. I'll always remember those rides for the rest of my life. As far back as I can remember, I just loved art. I always drew when I was young, and I used pencil and pen and ink. And I never really touched color, but all through school I got A's in art. It was my favorite subject. So after my surfing career ended, I always knew I would go back to my art. And I took a summer session at UH in beginning painting and learned to paint with oils. And from that point on, I was hooked on oil painting and using color, light, shadow, and all that stuff. Now I love to paint all over the island. I love to paint the neighbor islands too. I don't really have a favorite spot that I like to go to. I have lots of favorite spots. And most of them are beach scenes, Waimea Bay, Kailua Beach, Ka'aaba, all those areas. I just really enjoy the outdoors, and being outdoors, it reminds me of surfing because you're in the elements and you're out with nature. When I'm out there, I can really see the scene I'm painting versus painting from a photograph. I can see in the shadows, I can see the light and dark changing. Oh yeah, the outdoor painting presents a lot of challenges because of the weather. The wind, the rain, and the cold when I'm painting in Hungary, where I go once a year. I've had my easel blow over. I've had my 2 foot by 4 foot painting at Waimea Bay do a face plant in the sand. Picked it up, it's full of sand, scraped it off, and just kept painting. If I don't capture the whole scene, the main thing I want to get down is the values and the light and shadow areas. And then I take photographs during my session there when I'm outdoors painting, and I'll be able to finish it up in the studio later or even 6 months later with the photo, because I have a memory of actually painting there, and the notes I do get on the canvas tells me I can actually use the photos to finish the piece. Most times after I do a plein air session, I'll come back to the studio and put the finishing touches on here in my studio. Makapu is always different, and it has a spiritual essence there. I just love it. You really feel nature there, the wind, the rain, the waves breaking. I never get tired of painting at Makapu. This one behind me is actually on a super windy day, and I'm hiding behind the lifeguard little house there that they have the storage, so I'm out of the wind and rain. And I paint there a lot on those kind of days. What inspired me to paint this painting behind me was I saw a ride online of this woman surfer at Jaws last year. She surfed it as well as any man. It was a huge wave, I don't know, 30, 40 foot, and she totally dropped to the bottom, took a bottom turn, and got barreled and came out. It was awesome. So it inspired me to do this piece. I call it Beauty and the Beasts. I really love painting the Haleiwa Bridge. There's several angles I like to paint there. It's more of a complicated drawing to accomplish, and that always challenges me. I really like to do city scenes as well. When I'm in Hungary, street scenes really challenge me. It's not like a beach scene, so I get to use different colors. I teach 2 plein air painting workshops a year. They're a 4-day intensive workshop. We go to a different location each day, and I'll do a demo in the morning and like about an hour, and then the students paint. I try to encourage them, when they get discouraged, that, we need to keep practicing. It's not like you get good overnight. It's a lot of mileage on the canvas. Sometimes people will go, God, I wish I could do that. I would love to be able to paint. then I encourage them. I go, well, maybe you need to take a class because that really speeds up the learning curve. It makes my day, when I start out my day with a great plein air painting session, even a not so great one, just being outside painting and practicing fills me up. After I've had a good plein air paint session, it feels like I had a good surf session. It's the same feeling. My work is in several galleries in Hawaii, and you can also contact me at lynneboyer.com.